it's the people who use a lot of credit cards. Like I think now about what's going on. I don't know what's going on, but man, there's a lot of fucking kinky shit on the computer. There's tons of kinky people trying to get you. And they'll get you.
Yeah.
They duplicate your bank info and your bank logo, and they email you. And while you're doing it, you know something's not right. You're like, what the fuck? What are you talking about? Log on to this, and you log on to that. They want everything. You're like, this is too much. These people are fucking scams, you know?
Yeah.
Those fucking Africans that take your money that you adopted 30 million, that's the oldest scam in the book, and people still buying into that shit.
Like, I've seen news segments and shit where it's like the people that got scammed by like
I've seen those
Nigerian prince-esque thing, and it dumbfounds me that anyone at this day and age, what is it? This got to be like 20 years now of the old Nigerian prince scam, right?
I get 3 fucking ones a week from just the weirdest shit that if you can't tell they're a scam, you have to shoot yourself.
Right.
Like now
like
I know
you almost deserve to be robbed.
Right. Like now I know how they even come, so I just don't even open them.
Right.
Like now you know what it says in the heading, how they try to trick you, but not really. It's not like they're like, you inherited $1 million.
Right.
They don't say that no more. They say something like, into the account of Mr. Diaz, we have a discussion with you about an urgent matter. At first, I was checking them because I don't know what the fuck my ex-wife is doing.
Right.
She put voodoo on me, and she got tapes from me fucking robbing credit card in the motherfucker in San Francisco.
Do you ever get an email that is allegedly from someone you know in real life? Where it's like, oh, hey, it's Joey Diaz. I'm in England. I lost my passport.
Oh, yeah.
It'll be like a whole story.
I'm like, delete, bitch.
Right. But it's like, you'll know the person, like, really, they just tweeted from like Starbucks.
Delete. If they're my friend, they call me up.
Right.
Fuck you.
This wild tale.
It is. I had an email from a friend of mine that asked me to buy steroids. And I read it that morning. I'm like, what the fuck is he talking about? I had to call him up and go, what the? Because I'm sorry I got hacked. He's into steroids. They went into his account.
Oh.
Because they read your shit first.
To try to make it believable.
Right.
Jesus They're method acting.
Yeah, they're method. They read your shit first. Then they try to make it believable, and then you fall for it. You're like, what are you talking about? Let me call Joey. And then you're like, somebody just sent me an email saying, Joey, send me $5,000 right now. And I'm like, fuck you.
I got one. I was trying to find it. I must have deleted it. Some guy was like, one of those African princes one, but saying I was a fan of your podcast. And I was like, I was so excited.
And what did he say?
That he needed money. Like I was so dumbfounded. I just deleted it. But I was like, what is happening?
They must have money that was for you.
It was one of those two.
You have to pay a small fee to get it out and shit. Listen, man, this is how they do it. If they send out 100 of those emails, 2 people are going to go for it. What about the one I saw on 60 Minutes? That one even more interesting. You get a call, and it's somebody from the IRS saying that you owe back taxes, and if you don't pay it within 24 hours, they're going to come over there and arrest you in front of your children and shit.
That happened to my mother-in-law. She got one of the calls.
I got it too. I got one too. Right,
really?
The first year I couldn't pay my taxes in full, and I was petrified. I was like, oh. They said contact your attorney, and I was like, I don't have an attorney, and I was real nervous. But then my mom.
I could just see this fucking Momo.
Oh my god, I was petrified. Yeah. It was the first time I set up a payment. I was like, I set up a payment plan. They can't do this to me. And then I looked it up, and they said that like they'll never call you. They'll never do that.
Yeah.
So it was like I calmed down, but it was like a scary half hour.
At this point in life, and you hate to say this because you don't want to be negative towards people, but at this point in life, if you fall for one of those fucking scams, you should be shot and hung. You should be ashamed of yourself. Any phone scam, like shit like that, it's so weird that when I first started dating my wife, we were going somewhere one day. And my wife's a really sweet girl, She's not Jersey tough or nothing. She'll tell me to look at that picture on the wall or something, And I could goof on her, but I don't. That's her world, and I respect it, and I love being with her, And I noticed something about her. I noticed that when homeless people and shit would talk to her, she would just keep walking straight. And that made me like her even more because she's that nice that'll help you out. But she just didn't go for it. She just did not fucking go for it, you know? Yeah. And I asked her once, I go, you don't even break. And she goes, you know, man, I don't talk to nobody on the street. I learned a lesson a long time ago. If you want to stay, and it's really true. You don't need to talk to nobody. Nobody. Like, you just keep fucking walking. Unless they come up to you and you see the blood and the hole from the gunshot, I can't help you. I don't know nothing. Let's walk down this alley. Let's do this. Listen, I don't know nothing.
Yeah.
I don't know. No hablo. No hablo. No hablo. No hablo. And you just keep fucking yelling and run the fuck away. You know, you don't even stop. Like, there's no stopping because they, some way or another, they involve your feelings. They've been doing this all day. Mm-hmm. They do this 30 times a day. They're going to get one person.
There used to be people like in North Jersey, like, you know, the White Castle in Newark? I don't know if you ever...
I don't think I ever went to that particular one.
There's a White Castle. It was so close to Belleville. The convenience of it outweighed the, you know, it's not the best area of town. And I would be a teenager in my neon. Like, that was my first car, was like a neon, like this fucking, oh, it was so shitty. So you would know, going to this White Castle, like in your car in the drive-thru, there's gonna be a dude. There's gonna be a dude who's gonna linger all day in between where you order and where you pick up the food. So even as like an 18-year-old girl who, if my parents knew, like, what, you know, but you drive around Newark, like, this is what you do. So it's like, I would have to know, if I'm going to go to that White Castle, all right, if the meal's like $5, really I'll need like 7 or 8. Because I know I pretty much have to pay off this guy to not get any shit while I'm getting my food. That was just a part of things sometimes.
How sad is that?
Isn't it
How
crazy?
sad is it that sometimes I'll pull up to a 7-Eleven, I'll stay in my car and get the fuck out of there. Because there's not one homeless dude. There's 5 of them. Mm-hmm. And you know what, man? They're all able. I got a heart. I really get it. I was that guy fucking 15 years ago. But I figured out how to get a fucking suit and get a briefcase and walk into buildings and rob penny change or whatever the fuck it was.
Right.
But to stand out there as a young male adult.
And
listen,
this was the story. It was always the same story, because I go there all the time.
1,000 stories a
I'm
day.
with I have my 3 nephews are inside. We ran out of gas. My car's here. Like, it was the same story every fucking time you went to that White Castle. And then, like, there'd be like liquor stores where there's a guy. Like, a lot of the businesses, like, would have the dude, and it'd always be the same dude every time with the same variation of this original tale that's happening in that moment.
They were running that scam on Burbank and Lancashire.
We're going in like fucking Marines, you understand me?
Welcome to church, motherfucker.